Yo, turn the lights down low and the drama up. She's late, she's loud, and she live. Woo! You already know who it is. Shades 2, baby. She back again. Mic hot, crowd lit, 5 on 10. Shay walk in like we back again. News, tea, jokes and spins. She don't do small talk, she go in. From the headlines to the comment section, she call names with no correction. You tuned in, don't act brand new. It's late night, baby, she got that view.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want, and laughs all day. Look on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I let gang, and back again.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want, and laughs all day. Look on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again. Popcorn ready, wig on alert. She dropped one line, and somebody hurt. Talk show queen with a side of roast. She run this thing from coast to coast. Late on purpose, still on time. She hit you with shade, then call it a rhyme. Talk smart, talk slick, talk flame. Say the name right here, late night with Shay.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Look on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Look on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again. That's right. News, drama, laughs, whatever else you feel like. One mic, one queen. Late night with Shay. Shay's too. She back again.
It's late night with Shay.
Yeah, she say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. Now you thought I left, nah, I'm back again.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. Now you thought I left, nah, I'm back again. Yeah.
All right, you guys, welcome to Shay's Tube Late Night Owls Talk Time. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Welcome to everybody in the bushes, everybody who watched this in the replay. Let's go ahead and do the copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as, hold on, let me get the daggone thing. I don't forget what it says, y'all. For purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. That entire copyright disclaimer is in my description area, and part of it is scrolling across that screen. Guys, don't forget to thumbs up this video if you enjoy it. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notifications, share, leave a comment, and hit that hype up button, all right? And thank you guys so much. And if you want to show additional support for this channel, feel free to do a super sticker, super chat, cash app donation at $Shades2, or copy yourself a membership for $4.99 per month. Thank you guys so much, and thanks to all who have done that so far. All right. Anyway, tonight, guys, we got a question. We got a question, and we want some answers. Did Nick Reiner's man play a role in the unaliving of his mom and dad? Okay. We also got some Diddy news regarding a pardon from Trump, and we got a few breaking news stories. So go get yourself a drink and relax a seat bed. If you are at work, continue to do your job and watch or listen to me on the down low. All right. And we are getting ready to get started. Let me go ahead and check everything, make sure everything is good. And we are getting ready to get started. Let me go ahead and check. Okay, so everything is good. We won't be in here long either, no more than an hour. All right, like always. Let me go ahead and put the music on in the background. And then we're going to get ready to get started. And we're going to start off first with Mr. Diddy. Okay? Let's start off with Diddy first. So let's go ahead and put that banner up. So we're going to talk about this in 1 second, you guys. In 1 second. Let's go ahead and change all this stuff around over here real quick. Hope you guys had a beautiful Thursday. Happy and blessed Friday to you guys. Okay, let's see. I put all this stuff in alphabetical order. It just changes right back up. All right, guys, hold on for 1 second, please. All right, guys, let's start off with Trump and Diddy first. Okay, so it is confirmed that Diddy did write a letter to Trump asking for a pardon, allegedly. We're going to put that in there. Okay, we're going to put that in there anyway, okay? So let me tell y'all a little bit about that real quick. And let's turn it down a little bit more. Okay, so according to the Shade Room, you guys, they said, child, Donald Trump is not bending over for Diddy, okay? So anyway, I remember when Diddy, the lawyer said they did not know of anything, they did not know of anything about Sean Diddy Combs asking Trump for a pardon or anything. Now Trump is saying that he did get a letter from Diddy. Okay. So let's see here. So during a 2-hour sit down with the New York Times on January the 7th, Trump was asked about many high-profile prisoners, including the 56-year-old music mogul, and whether he would consider pardons for them. While Diddy allegedly wrote Trump a letter seeking clemency, Trump confirmed he is not considering granting the request. Now, I wonder why they call him the former president. We know he used to be the president before, but he's the president now. I don't know why they just didn't say the president. Okay, but anyway. He also teased the reporters, asking them would they like to see that letter. But he definitely did not show it, okay, you guys? Trump revealed back in October too that Sean Diddy Combs asked for a pardon. Okay, and he still stated again he was not even considering it. I don't know why Diddy even wrote a letter. Okay, considering the things that he said about Trump, did he actually think Trump would give him a pardon? Considering the things that Diddy said about him, that was pretty desperate to even ask him. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's beyond me. I don't even know why he asked. Okay. Anyway, Diddy's projected release date from prison is May the 8th, 2028, which is not too bad because it's 2026 now. So he got basically 2 more years left, and he will be out. These years go by so quick. So even if his appeal doesn't go through, he still, got about a year and something left. Once that appeal, they look at it and tell him if they're going to do it or not. He does not really have that long in prison. It's not like he's going to be in there 20 years or anything like that. 2 years go by so quick. Look how quick 2025 went by. It just shot by. And I guarantee you 2026 is going to be doing the same thing. Because by the time you look around, it's going to be March, then June, then August, then November and December. Everything starts back over again. Then it'll be 2027. So he does not have that long at all. So I'm still tripping out, though, that he even did it, okay? Some people say he should just thug it out and do the sentence. It's only 2 more years. Goodness, it's not that long. It really isn't. I mean, for real, for real. I know, I mean, to him, it probably does seem long, but it really isn't. And see, look, a lot of people talking about, when Diddy said the little stuff he said. Somebody said he just like me. Once you speak on me, make sure you never need me again, right? So that's what I'm talking about. How can you say certain things and then expect for someone to help you out? You can't be doing weird shit and then go ask somebody to help you, because most people are not going to do it. You know what I'm saying? Somebody said this man act like he got 50 years. Thug it out, Puffy. I'm like, 2 years? You got 2 years left. Okay, that's not long. Man. Somebody said, yeah, he might as well just stop submitting it at this point, right? You don't have that long, and I'm pretty sure he's not experiencing what regular inmates experience when they go to prison, okay? Somebody said, laughing my ass off. Trump is petty. He said, I didn't forget what you said. Stay in jail. And then somebody else said, only time I agree with this clown. Yeah, you got worse people out. Okay, he granted. The thing is that Trump has granted people who should have never been given a pardon or clemency or any damn thing. And then some of them came right back out and committed serious crimes. So, I mean, don't even say, because of what Diddy did, he deserves to be still in prison, when this man, Trump, let out people that, damn, didn't even last a good 6 months and they back incarcerated again. All right. Trump didn't pardon Diddy because Diddy was running his daggone mouth talking negative about this man. That's why I'm shocked that he even asked him. Weird. See? And they said, listen, they said Trump told reporters back in August that Combs' hostile comments during his first term made a pardon more difficult. Okay? And I'm shocked. I mean, they used to be friends. Okay? And all of a sudden, Diddy came out and said what he said. So, I mean, I guess I'm sure he didn't think deep down inside. I'm sure he did not think that Trump was going to grant him a pardon. I just know he didn't really think that. And I know this is not real. This is some AI crap, and we're not even gonna listen to it, okay? Because we know this is not for real. So what do y'all think? Let me know in the comment section what y'all think. Do y'all think Trump should have pardoned Diddy, or you think he shouldn't, like he didn't pardon him? Do you agree with Trump or you disagree with him? And do you think Trump is still teed off from what Diddy said? Well, he did say back a few months ago that those hostile comments that Diddy made actually makes him not even really want to grant a pardon. So I'm pretty sure that's one of the main reasons why he said no. But he has pardoned people that have done some weird stuff and came right back out and did some more weird stuff. One dude came back out and I can't remember what he was in for, but when he got back out, he committed some crimes, okay? I told you guys about that when it happened too. I can't remember the dude's name or anything, but it's a couple of them that were pardoned or gave a clemency to, and they came right back out and got right back in trouble again. So it is what it is, you guys. Okay, it is what it is. So let me see if I got any more Diddy news before we get off of Diddy. So I think that's it for Diddy right now, because I know that little audio they just had up is fake. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and get into Nick Reiner. Now, y'all remember last night, when I was telling you guys about the medications and stuff, and I was like, that medication could have played a role in him unaliving his parents. It's not even 24 hours later, and they got all types of news things up talking about the exact same thing that I was talking about last night, okay, on this live. Not this one, but the other one. So the question is, do y'all think Nick Reiner's meds played a role in the crimes committed against his mom and dad? So let's see what they're saying here. Hold on, let's see. So according to Dr. Drew says doctors prescribing medications to Nick Reiner for his mental illness royally screwed up by changing his meds in the weeks leading up to his parents' unaliving. But hindsight is 2020, and there are all sorts of reasons why the meds get changed. Let's see here. So they said Nick was stable, according to TMZ, on his meds for schizoaffective disorder a month before the unalivings, but then doctors decided to change things up. Now, Dr. Drew says meds get changed all the time when patients stress about how they are feeling or how their side effects are affecting them. But that doesn't always make it the right move. Now, allegedly, Nick went into a spiral after his meds were changed, and doctors did not attempt to place him under a psychiatric hold while they tried to adjust the meds and stabilize him, which may be key to his defense. Just like I was saying last night, I said that if it's determined that those meds were not working effectively or they weren't the right dosage or whatever the case is, and they determined that those meds influenced his actions, that's definitely grounds for a lawsuit probably. And then it may be, because they got on the medications that it could be side effects. So I don't know about that, the lawsuit, but it's definitely grounds to for his case, okay, for them to use that as the reason why, part of the reason why, if not all of the reason why, Nick unalived his parents. Okay. Now, Dr. Drew says California makes it extremely hard for doctors to get their patients on a psychiatric hold, breaking down the hurdles he and his colleagues face. Okay. So let me go ahead and go to TikTok real quick and let's hear if we can. Let's hear Dr. Drew say this out of his mouth. Okay, hold on. I always like to go to the source and play them talking and stuff. So let's see if we can pull it up real quick. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's see if we can pull it up real quick. So here it is right here. Here. Okay, let's look at it.
I would argue that you can never anticipate something like this.
Dr. Drew Pinsky, the world-renowned addiction expert, is weighing in today on the question everyone is asking. Could Rob and Michele Reiner have done more to save themselves? By all accounts, they tried everything to help their troubled son Nick, sending him to rehab 18 times. He lived in their guest house. But Dr. Drew says tough love may have been more effective.
The reality is, if they had allowed him to go in prison for drug use or for whatever he may have done in his disease, which people always break the law in that disease, for a few years where losing freedom gets people's attention. It gets them motivated to get sober many times. You could have spent a couple years there as opposed to facing the death penalty or life in prison.
You know, we've heard a lot now about the Christmas party, you know, the night before. Knowing what we know, do you think it was safe for Nick Reiner to go to that Christmas party?
I heard Rob Reiner say I kept him there to keep an eye on him. If you're having to keep an eye on a drug addict, you're in big trouble already. That's already, whenever there's somebody watching or leashing or whatever, it's not good.
All the signs were there, says forensic psychologist Dr. Leslie Dobson. In recent months, it was clear Nick, once clean cut and well dressed, had stopped taking care of himself.
He's more disheveled. He's distant. His eyes aren't focused. He's not really caring about how he looks. He just doesn't seem like he's a part of the family.
She says having a hugely successful father may have caused resentment.
I can't live up to him, and I need to. And then this revenge and this vengeance grows inside. It turns to anger.
Rob Reiner had said, hey, I know my son better than anybody else.
Yeah, that's unfortunately a scary statement that parents make. And I understand why he would say that. But what you have to understand, if you have a loved one or you're a parent of a child, that every wonderful parenting instinct you have will get used by the disease of addiction, which is why you must never attempt to do this alone.
Well, the thing is that I don't know exactly what went wrong or whatever the case is, but it's easy for people to talk about what Rob and his wife should have done, okay, at the particular time. But it's hard dealing with people, especially a child that is on, you know, drugs and then also has mental problems going on. I'm pretty sure they was trying to help him 100%. You know what I'm saying? They probably did not want to send their son to jail or anything else. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, like I said, at that party, at the Christmas party, okay, I'm going to go right back to what I said before. If Conan O'Brien actually said, no, if somebody said they were going to call the police and Conan O'Brien said, don't call them, I think they should have called them. Not necessarily to come to his house, but they should have certainly called and had the police go to Rob Reiner's house, okay? Because that might have, you know, prevented the son from doing what he did. And maybe they would have saw the son too, and he probably would have gotten arrested that night and been put into, you know, the hospital for evaluation, and they could have went from there, okay? And so the mom and dad probably would have still been alive. So I think, you know, it's too late for people to be intervening now because everything has already happened. People should have intervened back then before everything transpired. And no, you can't, you know, do stuff that they don't want you to do. But when you see some erratic behavior at a party or whatever the case is, I think that is the time to call the police, whether you have them in your house or they be outside and tell Nick to go outside or going to, you know, Rob's them home. Okay? Point blank. And as far as the meds, if them changing his meds, okay, if those meds influenced him to do these, you know, this unaliving of his parents, that's going to be something. And they are going to probably try to prove that and use that as a defense. That's what I believe anyway, you know, because his meds was recently changed, okay? They said he was on a spiral, right? So clearly it appears that, I don't know for sure, that something may be off with the meds, maybe, okay? And you know what, honestly, that's even more reasons why I say, because also remember I said that allegedly, well, not allegedly first, but it was said that from a source at the party, I guess, that Rob Reiner said that he was afraid of his son, okay? And allegedly, we're going to put allegedly at the end now, okay? I don't know if this is true or not, but that's what they stated. So if he's telling somebody at the party this, that's even more reason to call the police to check out the situation with this son. Okay, everybody talking about it now, saying what should have happened, what somebody should have done. It's too late. I mean, it's not going to bring Nick and his wife Michelle back. Okay, so all of these people who are concerned now should have been concerned back then. Okay, this dude been dealing with the drugs stuff since he was like what 14 years old. So that's a long time because he's like what 30 something years old now, and nothing helped him rehab or anything. It probably helped him for a minute, and then he relapsed. Okay, and then remember I told you guys yesterday that Rob Reiner said that his son was clean for 6 years. Okay, been clean for 6 years. So I don't know. They claim it was the current interview that he did back in a couple months ago. Okay, but he did another interview where he was talking about his son, and I'm wondering if they got that mixed up. Because you know the news sources they do get things mixed up. Because why would Rob Reiner say his son has been clean for 6 years, but yet he's telling other people he's afraid of him? His son tore up the guest house, and he looked like he was high at the daggone party. They said he was looking erratic, and he was going around asking people, "Are you a star or whatever, celebrity or this weird stuff?" You know, you can probably tell that he was on something or doing something because he wasn't himself, unless the psychiatric meds he was on was making him do all of this, because they haven't showed us any toxicology reports or anything, so we don't know for sure if he was actually on those type of drugs. It could have been the medication that was making him act like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's some things that they probably are looking into, because if it was the medication that made him act erratic and all of that stuff, they're going to definitely use that as a defense, okay? For sure. Because if that medication had him doing all of that, then no telling what else it could have encouraged him to do, okay? And then something was wrong with him, because who in the heck goes to a hotel room right there in the neighborhood, okay? And then have blood all up in the tub, don't try to wash it out or anything. Then he put curtains up to the window so it won't be, so the brightness won't come in. A lot of people deal with schizophrenia and other mental conditions, they do that. They put stuff up so they can block out the daylight, so it can be dark in there and stuff like that. So clearly he was probably having some type of mental probably meltdown or whatever the case is. At least it seems like it was, But when the police came to arrest him, he didn't give them any problems. He didn't give them any problems. So again, I think the Reiners definitely needed help. Okay, and why on earth? I guess maybe they didn't want any help, but they still needed help with this dude, because he was doing the most. And just like Dr. Drew said, if they could have, maybe they should have called the police and had him arrested, and he spent some time in prison. Because I tell you what, the mom and dad would still be alive. Maybe the kid, him, he's not a kid anymore, but maybe he would be off of the D's right now and just, making improvements and stuff. Sometimes, like Dr. Drew says, sometimes we do have to give tough love to our kids and let them see. Because otherwise, if you don't let them see, things like this can happen, or other things can happen. You know what I'm saying? So it's a tripped out situation, you guys. Okay, now let me go to this other video real quick. I just wish somebody could have helped Rob and his wife with his son, for real. They would allow him to do it as well. So let's go ahead and look at this.
Rob's son, Nick Reiner, was reportedly stable on...
Oh, no, we're not going to listen to that one right there. Let's look at another one.
Because people with psychotic disorders commonly either stop their meds or refuse to take their meds or manipulate their psychiatrist into changing because of a variety of symptoms, some of them quite legitimate. It's very unpleasant sometimes to be sort of pushed down with these antipsychotic medication. And we're always, as clinicians, trying to find something that controls the symptoms, but doesn't make them miserable. I mean, it might have been a reasonable move. It was the wrong move, it turned out, but it might have been reasonable at the time. It's very common for the patient to come in and go, I don't like how I feel. I can't get an erection. I'm gaining weight. There's a lot of reasons. I feel blunted. I feel better when they don't like how they feel on these medications. They'd rather be not necessarily psychotic.
And let me tell you something. Dr. Drew is telling the truth right there, because, me dealing with a couple of people who had things going on. I remember one person in particular who was telling me he stopped taking his pills and stuff because how it was making him feel. You know what I'm saying? I used to tell him all the time that maybe you need to get your medication changed, but in the meantime, you probably still need to take those medications unless you have really severe side effects, because when you don't take it, the side effects probably even worse. You know what I'm saying? So it just depends on what type of side effects you're having, because some of those medications make you hallucinate more and things of that nature. So it just depends. So when they prescribing these medications to you, they don't know for sure if you're going to have any side effects. And that's why they be monitoring you and everything, have you come back in, checking out to see how the medication is affecting your body. Just like even with hypertension, when you first develop hypertension, they give you a certain type of medication, whatever they think is best for you. And they tell you to let them know if you have any side effects, major side effects or side effects that you can't deal with. Like some people, can deal with gaining 10 pounds. Some people can't, you know what I'm saying? So that's why they have you write down your side effects. And then if they get intense or whatever case is, intense, then, you go and tell your doctor. And then they usually change it. Or if the medication does not control your blood pressure, it makes it too low or too high or whatever the case is, then they'll change your medications and stuff. But they monitor you and have you come in periodically to the doctor just to make sure that medication is working. So I'm pretty sure they do the same thing with psychiatric medications. You have to make sure you have the right dosage, the right dosage in milligrams or whatever. The amount of medication, the right type of medications, all types of stuff, So that's what they probably was doing, Nick, and hopefully the medications didn't encourage him to do this.
Not in the condition they're in. And unfortunately, there's oftentimes for some patients, no perfect zone to get them in. And I'm very sympathetic to people trying to get there because we want to help the patients. Because people with psychotic disorders commonly either stop their meds or refuse.
They definitely be stopping the meds. I'm not going to lie about that. Some people definitely refuse to take those meds because of the side effects. And one in particular is like he just said, in the bedroom action thing, it messes with that. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people don't take it because of that reason. They don't take it. But the thing is, you have to go tell your doctor so they can adjust it or give you another medication, because not taking it, it can really, be a real bad, side effect of not taking it, period. So anyway, his legal team is pointing to the medication. And we was just talking about that last night. I can't believe, because I was saying to myself, I know good and well they're going to be looking at that the meds that he took and stuff, and how long he was on it, because they had just, changed it. Okay, so let's see what else they said. So they claim that the meds, and this was back in December when they were saying this. Let's look at this.
Nick Reiner is diagnosed with schizophrenia, and his schizophrenia medicine made him dangerous. Interesting. I guess we know now what his defense is going to be.
Yep, correct.
Well,
he
wait. We can't say 100% yet until they find out. Okay, so we have to say allegedly, or it could have. We don't know for sure. Okay, but we're just guessing that it could have played a role in him, unaliving his parents. Again, you can tell he wasn't all there, because again, who goes to a hotel right there in the neighborhood and then leave all the evidence right there, basically, all the blood in the tub and everything else. And then he was acting erratic at the party and stuff, acting weird, basically. So, I mean, it's almost telling you that, the meds could have possibly, played a role in this. So let's finish watching this.
Bribe drug.
The sources are saying that he was the meds he was taking was making him erratic and dangerous.
Oh,
and multiple sources say that he had recently, had recently been under the care of a psychiatrist for mental illness. We're told months before this happened.
Don't the schizophrenia meds, aren't they supposed to make you not dangerous?
Yeah, but I think medication and mental illness, it's a pretty complicated thing, man.
Right. Interesting layer to
And
this.
so 3 to 4 weeks before the murders, we're being told doctors changed his meds and he became pretty erratic.
Are they saying that he wasn't drunk or like on illicit drugs at the time of the crime?
But
or they're not.
The sources are saying that also his substance abuse was worsening the schizophrenia. So
he was probably taking other stuff.
So they think he was taking other things too. Okay. So of course, if you take it, like even when you smoke the WEED, that can also make that worse. Okay. Period. So if he was taking other things, it definitely can make it even worse.
Could have been.
And
could have been.
Okay.
So what we're hearing ultimately is what we were talking about the other day, that it's going to be a case where he will plead not guilty by reason of insanity.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Nick Reiner is diagnosed with
a lot of people already figured that out. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's why his lawyer said, Alan Jackson, who is not his lawyer now, but that's why he said yesterday that Nick Reiner is not guilty. Okay. He's not saying that he did not unalive his parents. What he's saying, he's just not guilty. Okay. Because clearly that lawyer thinks that the meds could have played a role into, what he did, the med change. Okay. So let's see what else we got here. Hold on. Let's see what else we got here. It's a trip. Then I'm going to tell you about the WEED thing, and if you're schizo, what it can actually do. I'll tell you about that in a second too. Okay, now let's see what else we got here. Let's see. I think that may be it that I have on that. Let's see. Oh, let's get to this right here. Okay, remember I was telling you guys yesterday that his family members, I don't know if I told you guys this, I thought I did. His family members cut off all financial, ties with Nick, and they're not basically supporting him in any type of way. Anyway, I got some more information on that. Let's see. Let's see what I did with it first. Hold on, y'all, for 1 second. So here it is right here. They said Nick's family reportedly cut him off due to his erratic and threatening behavior behind bars. They cannot bankroll chaos. So what was he doing behind bars? Let's see here. So they said Nick Reiner's family is done with him. And that's the same thing I told y'all yesterday. Now, this is according to an insider, okay? This insider said they realize they cannot support him anymore, not financially, not emotionally, not morally, okay? The insider cited Nick's erratic and threatening behavior behind bars in the recent weeks. Also, he will not cooperate with his legal team. They said those are the reasons for the family's decision to completely cut him off as he waits to enter his plea for allegedly unaliving his parents, Rob and Michele Reiner. Okay, so that's why they cut him off. This source said they won't bankroll chaos. Okay. The source said they loved him once, but what he did, what he became, it was monstrous. They can't protect him anymore, and they can't keep funding his destruction. So that's what his family says. So that's probably one of the major reasons why Alan Jackson stepped down, because he won't be able to get paid. You know, people can't work for free. You know what I'm saying? The lawyer says circumstances beyond our control, beyond Nick's control, made it impossible to continue. Okay, so that's what he said, you know, about his stepping down. Now, he didn't really go into real details why he removed himself from the case, but some people, like I said, some law professors, I guess is what you call them. I can't remember what I called them yesterday. They believe that it's all about that money. Okay. Yep. So it is what it is. Like I said, his ex-lawyer said he's not guilty. And that made me think that they definitely will probably be going for the insanity plea, you know, period. So let's see what else we got. I think that's it with him. I think I covered everything. Let's see what else we got. Yep, I think that's it. Let me see what this person is talking about real quick. Okay. So they keep on talking about he can get the DP, you know, penalty, right? The D penalty. But the thing is, if he is found not guilty by reasons of insanity, he's not going to have to worry about that. But again, going to one of those type of hospitals, I don't know if that will be any better. Honestly, the only good thing about that, if he's able to, you know, get back like he should be, you know what I'm saying, they will let him out. That's the only thing about that probably is beneficial. That if you complete everything, you know, good, and you're not still dealing with those same issues, you know, those mental issues, or you know how to control them or whatever, you can possibly get out. That's the only thing I can see beneficial about going to those hospitals like that. But like always, I'll keep you guys updated on this case, because it's like every day something else is coming up with this case. All right. Let me stop sharing this and go back over here. This time go by so quick. It's already 43 minutes. Now, let me go ahead and go over some breaking news with you guys. Make sure y'all tell me in the comments section, do you think Nick Reiner's meds played a role in the unaliving of his parents? And why do you think it played a role in it? Okay. Okay, now let's go ahead and do some little breaking news real quick. Then that's going to be it for this live tonight. If I can find the daggone thing. And that is my true crime to this case right here, Nick Reiner. And that's my true crime for tonight. Because, I mean, it's happening now. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what I did with the breaking news thing. I might, here it is right here. So, regarding the breaking news, let's see here what we got. So we got another story of a husband and wife, this time was shot by border agents in Portland And this is one day after a woman was shot and unalived by ICE in Minneapolis. That is a shame. Let's see. Now, according to police, a man called authorities to report he had been shot in Portland, Oregon, on Thursday, January the 8th. Upon the Portland police arrival, the man and a woman were found with apparent you-know-what wounds. Officers confirmed that federal agents had been involved in a shooting. Okay? Let's see what else we got here. So let's see. So they said at around 2:18 p.m., there was reports that a man and a woman had both sustained apparent you-know-what wounds. Then they said minutes later at 2:24 p.m., the man who was shot called for help. Upon arrival, officers found the injured man and woman, and the officers applied a tourniquet, I think that's what you call that, and recruited help from emergency medical personnel. Okay. So the officers did confirm that federal agents had been involved in a shooting. So that's tripped out. So that's the second incident, right? Because yesterday, a woman, well, I don't know if it happened yesterday or the day before that or whatever, but a woman was unalived by ICE. I think that was ICE who did that. Let me make sure. Let me see. I think it is ICE. So let's see what some of these comments are saying about this. So they said, so a life means nothing to you people. Border Patrol ICE has no jurisdiction over civilians, but Trump gave him authorization to do whatever they wanted to do. And look, more American citizens are getting shot. But this is exactly what you Republicans want, because your hatred is fuming, manipulated, controlled by Trump. Somebody said people have been brainwashed to think that law doesn't apply to them. Well, we at a point where the BS is over with. Another commenter said, since when is it all right for one American unarmed to be shot from a masked person accusing without proof? We, the people, are doomed. So scared to even go outside. So scary to be in America nowadays. Freedom is a thing of the past. Trump has and is taking away what America is truly about. Shame on his greedy, evil, power controlling ASS. It's way past time for him to be brought to justice. Okay? So somebody said the reason why they got shot is because they were trying to run over federal agents. And they were just defending themselves. So I don't know. But anyway, I know one thing. This is just getting straight up out of control. Okay. So again, a husband and wife was shot by border agents. Okay. And then the other lady, she was shot and unalived by ICE. And that happened in Minneapolis. And that was the other day I heard about it and stuff. Okay. So check this out. This is why you need to watch your kids. A 14-year-old girl was abducted in an SUV and gang, RAPED, in a night of horror, as cop is one of the people that was accused. A cop. This little girl, 14 years old. So this is happening in a different country. I don't know why they sending it here, but yeah, I'll just still tell you guys about it. So one of the people who did this horrific crime to this little girl is a police officer. And the other one is a YouTuber, and the other one is a journalist. What? So they forced this little girl into the car near her home and assaulted her for more than 2 hours. She was later left abandoned and unconscious outside her home. That's sad. They said despite the victim's brother's swift call to emergency services, local police reportedly failed to act promptly when responding to the crime. So anyway, they also said officers attempted to sidestep the case because of the involvement of one of their colleagues. So this girl told the police she was dragged into the car while stepping out of her home around 10 p.m. Now, where was she going at 10 p.m. at 14? The victim was then taken to a deserted area near a railroad track where she was repeatedly assaulted. Her brother discovered her outside, unconscious, at around midnight and rushed her inside before contacting the authorities. So anyway, this little girl is, of course, at the hospital. They're doing a medical examination, okay, which is routine. They do the same thing here, and hopefully they do get her some counseling because she's definitely going to need it. That's true. But anyway, that's sad. And my prayers are standing out for this little girl and her family. And hopefully she, can get the proper help that she needs. Hopefully her parents can get her the proper help that she needs. And hopefully justice will be served on these dudes who did this to this little girl too, okay? All right, we can do one more. My gosh. So I guess they're going to do a new autopsy on Jeffrey Epstein, and I guess his brother, Mark, must have requested it. He claims, though, the new autopsy report in February will prove my brother Jeffrey was unalive. So that's how convenient. I'm just looking at everything. So they say he was placed in a special housing unit, but had been removed from the SUICIDE watch days earlier, despite a prior incident in his cell. On the night of his unaliving, the required 30-minute checks were not performed, and the 2 guards assigned to monitor his unit fell asleep and falsified records. Now they said the 2 surveillance cameras near his cell were claimed to be malfunctioning that night. So his brother Mark said his brother Jeffrey was murdered. And he said more autopsy facts will be coming out in February that prove it. So he claims this report will be released in the next couple of weeks. Okay, so we will be looking forward to finding out if he was unalived or if he did that himself. Point blank. So the lady who iced unalived her name is Renee Good. Okay. Renee Good, in case y'all want to look up that story. Now, other than that, y'all, I'm getting ready to get out of here. We've been on here for an hour, almost an hour, and I said we would not be on here longer than an hour. Tomorrow is fuckery Friday, so we got a lot of good stuff for you. We have updates if they have updates, you know. And thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell notifications, share, and leave a comment. And again, if you want to show additional support for the channel, you can do a super sticker, super chat, Cash App donation, $.ShadeSteve, or you can copy yourself a membership for $4.99 per month. All right, and thank you guys in advance for that. All right, guys, I want y'all to have a blessed night and a blessed Friday, and I will see you guys in my next video. And if you watch Country Ring Reactions, check out my live reaction tomorrow early afternoon. All right, and check out my latest Dollar Tree hauls in shorts. You guys be blessed, and thank you so much. Thanks to everybody in the bushes, everybody who watched this in the replay. I appreciate all of you guys, and y'all have a blessed night and a good sleep. Good night, y'all.
Yo, turn the lights down low and the drama up. She's late, she's loud, and she live. Woo! You already know who it is. Shades 2, baby. She back again. Crowd lit, vibe on 10. Shay walk in like we back again. News, tea, jokes and spins. She don't do small talk, she go in. From the headlines to the comment section, she call names with no correction. You tuned in, don't act brand new. It's late night, baby, she got that view. She say what she want and laughs all day. Look on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I lacked name, back again. She say what she want and laughs all day. Look on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again. Popcorn ready, wig on alert. She dropped one line and somebody hurt. Talk show queen with a side of roast. She run this thing from coast to coast. Late on purpose, still on time. She hit you with shade, then call it a rhyme. Talk smart, talk slick, talk flame. Say the name right here, late night with Shay. She say what she want and laughs all day. Look on Shay's tube,